Hey, it's Deshaun, and welcome to this video blog real quick of Sports Unfiltered. We're getting you ready for the week ahead. Okay, we're getting you ready for the week ahead, and I have an issue for this week's show. I really don't know what to talk about on this show. But what I mean by I don't know what I'm going to want to talk about on this week's show is usually when we hit the summer month, we have this time of year where we would have bunches, hundreds of topics to talk about in sports, and usually we can put up a show and put together a show pretty quickly because there's so much to talk about in sports. The problem is there's not that much to talk about because once you hit a certain time of year, starting about now till about August, which is right about around training camp opens in the NFL, sports kind of takes a back burner to everything because you don't have the high school. You don't have the high school sports. That doesn't begin till late August. You don't have any of the three of the four major sports leagues are not playing any games. NFL is not playing, NHL, NBA, MLB is the only game in town, and even then, if you've noticed our show, we don't talk about the MLB a lot. That leaves a little left. And even then, you have the MLS, and we have committed ourselves to an anti-Buckeye attitude of we will not talk about the Buckeyes until the season begins. We got a big old Sports Unfiltered college football blowout special coming up, and we'll commit to that. So we want your help on some stuff here. We need your help, and that's why I'm here. Actually, I need your help on building this week's show. This week's show is going to be more. We know we're going to talk about a couple topics. We're going to talk about Pete Rose and all that stuff. I'm not sure if I can beat it with a dead horse, but we'll talk about it. I have my views, and Jack has his views. We got a lot more to talk about as well. We're going to go over Women's World Cup, do a little bit there. I'm really not excited about doing this show this week, but we'll do a show this week because next week we're off. For the 4th of July week, we are off. We'll talk a little NBA draft, which is NBA draft. Who cares? But since a lot of people do care about the NBA draft, we'll talk about it a little bit as well. There's so much to talk about. Actually, not so much to talk about. If you have a topic and you have an idea that you want us to talk about on the show, we want to hear from you. Hit that message on the below. You see that little thing that says add a comment? Add a comment. Tell us what you want us to talk about this week. Because this week we are all open, all unfiltered, because the people will run the show this week. We have some set topics, but we want to hear what other topics you want to talk about. It's Sports Unfiltered, the people's rule. So power to the people this week on Sports Unfiltered. Get typing. That's right. Don't get typing. Get typing right now. So you want to hear what you have to say, what you want to think about on this week's show. Any sports topics you want us to hit on this week, we want to hear from you. Remember, hit us up on our Facebook page and be a part of this week's show because I've decided to give the show to you. Now, it has to be in by a certain time, 3 o'clock tomorrow, because I have to tabulate it, get it up, and get it going to be recorded by 6 o'clock, to be up by 8 p.m., so it be in the system, whatever. 4 o'clock at the max, gotta be in the system, allow me time to prepare the show and all that stuff, and you get a little bit involved into this show. So you got 24 hours. What you gonna do with it? I'll see y'all then, and I'll hear y'all later tonight on Sports Unfiltered. And sorry for a 5-minute rambling video. Promise I won't ramble this much on tomorrow night's show. Bye.